Let me say this and we'll move on. Kyler Murray, the biggest impediment to his career is the mainstream corporate media. That will cape for him, will cover up for him. Any criticism of him will be defined as racism. And that's the biggest impediment to Kyler Murray and a lot of the black quarterbacks. It's one of the reasons why I love Lamar Jackson so much is because he's not into excuses. No one cares, just work harder. That's been his mantra. It's one of the reasons why he's had success and continues to have success. But when I look at Cam Newton, when I look at Kyler Murray, when I even look, and Dak Prescott is, I think, a rock solid guy. But that little cocoon that the corporate media, the woke media, tries to put these black quarterbacks in eventually cripples them and is probably going to cripple Kyler Murray. I watched House of the Dragon last night. I thought it sucked. I'm now hate watching House of the Dragon. I think I don't like any of these people. It's turned into a soap opera. It's turned into softcore porn. It's a show that has a clear message of that there are no rewards for morality. I'm now hate watching House of the Dragon. It's nothing like, or I won't say nothing, but it's too far removed from Game of Thrones. Steve, I'm going to give you the first take, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you've been watching it, and I asked you to watch it. Get us rolling here. I don't like House of the Dragon. I'm going to continue watching it, but I don't like it right now.
This is amazing because all those reasons you listed is why I'm loving it.
But this all started, Barack Obama is the first one that started bringing the rappers front and center into the political stage. Barack Obama paved the road for this. And so I can't just sit here and be mad at Hillary Clinton. The song is called WAP, not WAP. She's, Hillary loves to pretend like, she's part of the culture and she's really hip and down. She carries hot sauce in her purse for her fried chicken. She's danced with Rolly Martin and all that. This is the game that they love to play, is that we really down. We like black people. We listen to that WAP and we put hot sauce on our fried chicken and we can do the wobble just like everybody else. It's racist.
If that was any other team they were talking about, the playmaker may have said, yeah. But since it's his beloved Cowboys, he's like, no. Kind of reminds me of those videos that I see in Europe. I've seen a couple where they'll ask random people, do you believe we should allow migrants in? And these people, yes, they should all come in. And then you ask them, well, do you think they should come to your house? We have one right here. Do you want to take? No. DK Metcalf earlier this summer was asked about Colin Kaepernick and said, yeah. Well, what about with the Seahawks? Well, I don't know about that. See, it's the same thing. The concept of Kaepernick in the league is a talking point that people jump on. But when it comes to having him on your team, it's like, no, it's that immigrant you're not going to house. Kind of way it is.
And I'm only 25, still got a couple years to go. I don't need a babysitter because this baby gotta go.
We need an exorcism. We need an exorcism. This woman's shouting about murder in front of a Planned Parenthood. I'm baby daddy free. I know my role in this. Tiny, whatever percentage of my role, if it's less than 1/1,000,000th of 1%, I'm embarrassed about my role in any of this.
The reason why they won't have my kids is because I am the person that is feeding them the doctrine that they need in order to have an immune system to this type of mess. The girl that was singing Baby Daddy Free, that's a girl that we all know never had a father. Her problem is that she's fatherless free. She doesn't have a father. That's her biggest problem. That's why she can sing the mess that she's singing. Is because no daddy is going to, and even a good daddy is going to let his daughter go through that type of mess, right? And so she's bankrupting that. And I'm saying everything that we see that's right now in our culture where we're bankrupt at isn't so much as, look, when Eve took part of the fruit and ate the fruit, the problem wasn't that she ate the fruit. That's not where creation fell at. Creation fell when Adam did the same thing. Adam was the problem. Creation falls, the culture falls when husbands and fathers don't protect their wives and their children.
Shannon Sharpe, Steve Kim, and I've told this story before. Shannon Sharpe and I used to be friendly with each other. And this is before he turned this Shannon Al Sharpe tongue, play the race card. This whole racial stick he's got going. I can't stand him because he's inauthentic, he's fake. But back when I used to know him, one of his most popular jokes that he told me and any of his teammates, if you ever see a black woman on my elbow, I'm holding her for the police. That's Shannon Sharpe. I've told that story before. That's who Shannon Sharpe is. And when you're that kind of fake and you go on TV and pretend like you're the blackest man on TV and you do all that man tan and eat and sleep, bamboozle talk on TV, because that's who Shannon is. He's man tan or eat and sleep from the movie Bamboozle. This is what you sound like when you're living white and pretending to be black.
Lamar Jackson is struggling. Kyler Murray is struggling. Justin Fields is struggling. And Coach, Lamar Jackson won an MVP. We all know the MVP in the NFL is a popularity contest. Whether you want to
come on now, hold for 1 second, because I agree with 90% of what you're saying. I agree with 90, but when Lamar Jackson puts up 35, 36 TD passes, tacks on another 10 to 15 running touchdowns, how can you deny the man the MVP? His team won 12, 13, 14 games that year. How you going to deny him the MVP?
Well, this is the thing. He did that one time. How many touchdowns did he throw last? How many touchdowns did he throw last year? See, that's the thing. He has been figured out. The NFL will figure you out.
The Houston Texans hired Lovie Smith off the scrap heap, hired Dave Culley, a 40-year NFL assistant. The NFL has no problem hiring black head coaches. I don't care what you hear on TV, how racist they are and all. Race isn't the issue. We've talked about it on this show. I've talked about it in writing. Culture is the issue. You plug all of these men into this emasculated victimhood culture that has been pushed on black people. You don't produce leaders that way. And that's why black men are struggling to get NFL head coaching jobs, because they've been forced into a culture that does not prepare them for leadership. That's Eric Bieniemy's problem.
She was calling out some of the names of her fallen compatriots, right? So it was a scene similar to some of the ones that were earlier in the movie, because they were clearly praying to their ancestors. And she called out the one lady, I can't remember, I'm not good with names, but she was like the drill sergeant warrior who got killed in battle. And there was another name and another name. And then at the end, there was a dramatic pause. And then she said, Brianna. And then it cut. And I said, yup, I was right. This is all propaganda. I mean, this is meant to demoralize, intimidate, and emasculate. This is peak DEI movie making from Hollywood. And it just goes to show that for these people, it's not about really the story or having any fidelity to the story. It's always about the underlying message that they want to push. And that's why I said this movie was BLM's Dream, right? Those three characters you talked about that were on the cliff watching, that's Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi. The only difference is they would have been on the boats with the white people leaving because they prefer to live around white people than they do with black folk.